Imagine waking up tomorrow, picking up your phone, and finding that the entire global internet has been wiped out. No Google, no YouTube, no social media. Every external server you rely on is gone, replaced entirely by a handful of state-approved websites. For 26 million people living in North Korea, that scenario is daily reality. The country operates in extreme isolation and is widely considered the ultimate technological black hole on Earth. But in April 2025, an American traveler named Alex found a way in. Using his dual Mexican citizenship, he joined a small group of foreigners allowed into the capital to run as amateur athletes in the Pyongyang Marathon. While most visitors go to look at monuments, Alex went in with an investigative mission. He wanted to test whether it is actually impossible to log on to the unrestricted global web from inside the country. We know exactly what North Korea's physical borders look like: barbed wire, concrete, and armed guards. But its digital firewall operates in complete secrecy, quietly intercepting and blocking external signals from reaching the population. Beyond the hardware, North Korea represents a deliberate feat of digital engineering, an entire alternate digital universe constructed to run in parallel with our own. When you look past the rigid military parades and focus on the everyday citizens walking the streets of Pyongyang, the picture looks surprisingly modern. It is common for people here to own smartphones. They actively use cellular data to communicate. This diagram shows exactly how their connection works. On the right is the expansive global internet we use. On the left is the Pyongyang, North Korea's highly restricted, state-run internet. A strict physical barrier completely separates the two networks. The Pyongyang operates as a closed loop, physically severed from the outside world, making data leakage impossible. This isolation creates fascinating behavioral quirks. If a local university student wants to watch an approved Western movie like Shrek, they can't stream it. They have to visit a physical movie store to download the file directly onto their phone. Yet they still engage in modern digital behaviors. People regularly use cellular data to play live multiplayer games of Tetris across the city. This active digital ecosystem reveals the intent behind the country's isolation. This is a highly curated, modern illusion, technology used to mimic global connectivity while stripping away the risks of an open web. That illusion cracks when foreign athletes arrive. During his trip, Alex stayed at the Sosan Hotel, a designated housing unit for international runners, where a rare signal to the global web exists. But getting online here is an intense process. The system forces extreme friction. You pay exorbitant access rates, staff manually enter network passwords, and the connection is heavily monitored. Even when you do get on the hotel Wi-Fi, you are still restricted. By default, the network blocks traffic to American-based servers, meaning standard tools like Google, YouTube, and Instagram simply will not load. To bypass this final layer, Alex used a virtual private network. This software routes your internet connection through an external server. Data leaves North Korea, travels to a US node, and returns disguised. By masking his device's IP address, he tricked the local network. The digital wall shattered, and the unrestricted global web, including YouTube and ChatGPT, floods in. You might expect a local citizen to be amazed by this access, but when Alex showed ChatGPT's advanced voice AI to his North Korean university guide, the reaction was jarring. She was completely underwhelmed. This reaction suggests that mere exposure to Western technology doesn't instantly dismantle a person's worldview. Lifelong state conditioning proves powerful enough to override even the most advanced tools the global web has to offer. You can see the scale of that state conditioning by looking at the country's educational infrastructure. At the center of downtown Pyongyang sits the Grand People's Study House, a massive library designed to carefully control exactly what citizens learn. Inside this building, there are language labs, lecture halls, and rows of surprisingly modern PC setups. There is a deep irony sitting on those hard drives. The operating systems actually have Google installed. But because the government blocks the global signal, citizens can only use the search engine to browse the library's internal localized database. Tools like AI and unrestricted search engines pull from billions of sources across the globe. The regime knows this. They keep global data strictly in the hands of top military leaders, actively suppressing information that could contradict the state narrative. Yet, beneath the heavy anti-Western propaganda, everyday citizens maintain a quiet curiosity about the outside world. When asked where she would travel if given the chance, the university guide didn't cite a domestic location. She chose Singapore. This highlights a terrifying reality about Pyongyang. The physical cables, the routers, and the computers required for global connectivity are already installed. Keeping 26 million people disconnected requires an active daily choice by the government to pull the plug on hardware that is fully capable of reaching the outside world. Authoritarian regimes weaponize the tools of connectivity to ensure isolation. Beneath these towering bronze statues, the signal to the outside world exists, but the regime holds the only password that matters.